This is the legend of Pickville Heavy Industries, the ongoing record of a company that refuses to stay in one timeline. I'm Pickfire, and Cuppertine's brought me another stack of files I don't remember creating. The desert's humming again, the archives are shifting, and PHI is ready to show us something new. Let's get into it. Episode 9, The Parts We Didn't Show You. You know, when we first introduced the Unclear Reactor back in episode 7, I thought we were done. I thought we had covered everything a responsible company should disclose about a propulsion system that occasionally bends time and has opinions about the 1970s. Turns out, no. There were more documents, a lot more. Some of them were filed, some of them were misfiled, some of them were filed in timelines we haven't even reached yet. So today we're doing something different. We're pulling together a curated chain of internal PHI memos, advisories, and legal notices. The parts of the Unclear Reactor story that didn't make it into episode 7, either because they weren't relevant yet or because they hadn't happened yet. This is episode 9, and this is the Unclear Reactor document packet. Document 1. Technical Brief Excerpt. Unclear Reactor. Propulsion and Temporal Displacement System. Proprietary technology of Pickville Heavy Industries. Classification status: pending, misplaced, or unprovable. 1. Overview. The Unclear Reactor began as a propulsion system for PHI's submarine fleet. During testing, engineers discovered it also produced localized temporal distortion, which PHI immediately categorized as a value-added feature. 3. Core functional principles. PHI approved public summary. Full details require clearance PHI does not recognize. 3.1. Hydrodynamic impulse cycling. Impeller geometry that should not work but does. 3.3. Temporal flux capture. Not part of the original design, now considered essential. 3.4. Chronostabilization loop. Mitigates duplicate crew logs, deja vu clusters, spontaneous 1970s radio interference, the ship arriving before it departs. Now, after reading that, you might be thinking, surely PHI has a robust safety culture. And you'd be right. We do. We absolutely do. Which brings us to the next document, the updated safety guidelines. These were revised after someone asked why the reactor wasn't humming. It doesn't hum. It never hummed. And the fact that you thought you heard something is not ideal. Document 2, Safety Considerations, revised. PHI maintains a robust safety culture. The following guidelines are mandatory. Do not open the panel with a triangle on it. Do not attempt to diagnose or interpret sounds since the reactor produces none. If the reactor begins counting backward, alert Tempe Temporal immediately. Passengers should be told only that it's green. Of course, safety is only half the story. The other half is what the reactor does when it's feeling expressive. Tempe Temporal has been documenting these behaviors for years, sometimes before they happen, sometimes after, sometimes both. The next memo is an addendum to Section 7, Known Temporal Behaviors. It focuses on one phenomenon in particular, the one that keeps showing up in the logs, the one with the vests. Document 3, Addendum to Section 7, Temporal Behaviors. Spontaneous 1970s radio interference. During periods of temporal flux, the reactor may have overridden all onboard audio systems with a persistent broadcast, resembling a mid-70s soft rock FM station. Since mitigation procedures have been installed, we have eliminated audio system interference. We now have no issues on defense subs and very localized in chrono subs and cruise ships. We officially have no earthly idea of where that confounded song is coming from. That song mostly was Brandy by Looking Glass. Duration, 20 minutes to multiple hours, depending on reactor load and timeline drift. Crew reports include mild nostalgia, a sense of being summoned to the pier, increased desire to wear vests, belief that the ship has somewhere to be. PHI engineers have not determined whether this phenomenon is a side effect, a feature, a message from the reactor, or simply the reactor's preferred soundtrack. Tempe Temporal requests all research occur outside peak chronosub deployment windows, citing morale concerns. Document 4. PHI Legal Department Notice. Mandatory disclosure regarding involuntary soft rock exposure. Unclear reactor. Temporal audio interference advisory. 1. Nature of the phenomenon. Operation of the unclear reactor may result in spontaneous 1970s soft rock audio interference, including but not limited to 1A. Extended broadcasts of a certain maritime-themed 1972 hit. 1B. Looping durations from briefly charming to philosophically challenging. 1C. A persistent sense that someone is waiting at a harbor tavern. PHI acknowledges the phenomenon. PHI does not concede liability. PHI is proud of the phenomenon. 2. Voluntary versus involuntary exposure. Exposure may occur to A. Onboard PHI submarines, 2B. Onboard PHI chronosubs, 2C. Onboard SRR GCLI luxury vessels, 2D. Within 30 to 50 feet of a reactor test stand, 2E. In temporal spillover zones, 1978 echo pockets. All exposure is considered involuntary, even if passengers report kind of vibing with it. 3. Reported effects. 3A. Nostalgia for decades not personally lived through. 3B. Increased tolerance for yacht-adjacent instrumentation. 3C. Desire to wear linen. 3D. Belief the ship has somewhere important to be. 3E. Temporary emotional investment in fictional maritime relationships. 4. Mitigation measures. 4A. Do not attempt to overpower the broadcast. 4B. Do not unplug reactor-adjacent equipment. 4C. Do not shout, "Play something else" at the ceiling. 4D. Do not harmonize unless properly warmed up. 5. Legal status. Due to misplaced classification paperwork, PHI cannot confirm whether the interference is classified, declassified, temporarily classified, retroactively classified, or classified in a timeline not yet reached. 6. Acceptance of terms. By boarding any PHI or SRR GCLI vessel or standing within audible range of a reactor test, you acknowledge 6A. You may hear soft rock. 6B. You may hear it longer than expected. 6C. You may hear it again before it happens the first time. 6D. PHI is not responsible for emotional resonance or sudden appreciation for 1970s maritime storytelling. So, that's the packet. Not the whole technical brief, just the parts that matter for where the story is going next. We've got a propulsion system that bends time, a safety department begging people not to open the triangle panel, a temporal agency filing reports from multiple decades at once, and a legal team trying to explain why everyone suddenly wants to wear linen. And the thing is, this isn't even the strange part. Not yet. Is episode 10 where it gets strange? I'm not sure. Stay tuned. And stay heavy, man.